Hey guys, this is Devansh Lakhani from Lakhani Financial Services. Today I'm making this one special video to inform all of you guys who've been our subscribers for a long time, since the last year, since we started coming on YouTube. It's almost exactly a year, and we've launched something very beautiful, very interesting for all the founders, for all the entrepreneurs who are watching this video, who are subscribed to our channel, or watching on other platforms. All this is one very interesting launch that we've come up with, and it is regarding a startup and how to raise funds for this startup, right? So for the last 6 months we were in this working, and we were working on it, to create this beautiful program, India's first digital program on how to raise funds for your startup by preparing an beautiful, efficient business plan, right? So let me tell you a little bit more about what this program has for you, has in store for you guys, right? If you all subscribe to it, if you all purchase it, it's just a one-time purchase, and it gives you 24/7, 365 days lifetime access to this program, right? So this is called How to Prepare Your Startup's Business Plan to Effectively Raise Funds from Investors, right? So whenever you are approaching an investor, it might be an angel investor or a venture capital investor, right? Where is the situation where you generally get stuck? Most of the times you have a pitch deck, right, which is probably made by your team. As a startup, you all are aware that what is pitch deck, and it's available on Google. You'll get it for a lot. You'll get like free stuff, from Google. But is that sufficient? Like, have you all ever asked that question to yourselves, that is it sufficient to just send a pitch deck to the investor? This is something which I found out after investing probably 3 to 4 months when we started out this investment advisory firm, and we were talking to investors and startup founders. We found out that it's not enough. It's not enough, just preparing a pitch deck and sending, it's absolutely not enough, right? So that is when we came up with something, we came up with how to talk to investors with proper logic, reason and rationale, right? That's how we started working on this business plan, and I'm very grateful to one of the mentors, Mr. Nayan. He really helped me in getting what is important in this business plan, and how we are supposed to understand from the investors what are the kind of questions do they want to ask the startups that we as advisors or we as investment bankers should be already knowing from the startups, right? So this is when this business plan we worked on, and we got a very insightful data of how the investors think, right? What are the kind of questions which the investor asks, right? So when we go into the details of this business plan, it involves around 7 to 8 sheets. It's a complete Excel format. It's an Excel sheet. We go into the complete details when we are working with the startup founders on this business plan, right? It takes 5 to 7 days to actually work with them, to brainstorm with them, to discuss ideas, to discuss strategies, to build marketing, sales funnel, to build the whole team, that how my team is going to look, what are the kind of salaries or the payrolls that I'm going to do, what are the kind of cost structure that that I'm going to put into this company. It creates a complete 5 years vision of the founder, because we go into that much depth and we ask certain level of questions that are it creates that level of momentum, it creates that level of the inquisitiveness for us, and also for the founder, that okay, this is something that I never thought about in my business, this is something that I was going wrong. So it is so important when we have started working on this business plan, we put it down into a piece of paper, we are writing, we're doing this day in, day out. That's when we realize that there has to be a smoother way also. I would not say smoother, but a quicker way and a little bit cost effective way for founders to actually prepare this kind of a business plan and probably submit to us, so that we can help them in the actual fundraising process, right? So what does this business plan involve? Let me just give you a quick brief and then go to the to the program that is already out in the market, and it has been doing exceedingly well. There have already been quite a few. We've already reached out to over 20 founders, and they have purchased our programs without doing major kind of marketing. So let me just quickly run through it. Basically, it involves a lot of details. It starts off with the complete revenue model of that startup, right? We go into that complete detail, that what is supposed to be your revenue model, right? Sometimes the founders are confused that what is their revenue model going to be like. So we've explained in the video course, in the video program, plus in the Excel template, that what are the revenue models or the streams that the founder should work on, or should discuss, or should brainstorm amongst, with his co-founders, with his team. Can be a B2B one, B2C one, B2G one, B2B2C one. It can be a commission based, it can be an outright sale. This is what we sit down and we ask the founders. So that is the first and the most important thing, right? What is your revenue model, and how are you going to scale it up? Like, what's your strategy? What's your go-to-market strategy that you are going to apply? That, okay, this is my strategy, how I'm going to build this business and how it is going to go up, like how it is going to grow from the first month to the fourth month to the 8th month to the 21st month. How is it going to grow, right? So it involves, the first thing is the revenue model, right? Then it has the whole organization structure, like a complete tree chart, a family chart you can call it, that how the company is going to look after 5 years, right? So this is a very crucial thing. It's like the backbone of a startup. Like, what is its team going to be like? What is the kind of hiring that that team or that founder needs to do for his or her startup? So it goes into complete detail about what you are supposed to put into it, what kind of people you need, what is the designation or the hierarchy that you need to follow, what are the salaries and the, the payrolls for such people, and when are you going to onboard such people. Again, so important, because your team is just so important that without it, you cannot really function. So we were just talking with, in one of my mentoring sessions with a startup founder. There was this founder, she was not having a team, and that was going on since the last 2 years, in fact 3 years, and she was still figuring out, okay, should I hire someone, should I not hire someone? And because of that, she was losing confidence in her own self, because she was not being able to grow. And that's what I told her, you're not being able to grow because you're not hiring, you're not putting a team together. And that's when we are starting now to work on this whole new team structure in part of our mentoring session also, right? So the third one is again the operating expenditure, right? Again, the level of cost that involve, your fixed cost, your variable cost, your rents, again the salaries which are there, your travel expenditure, everything. So it involves a complete detail into what kind of cost is your startup going to expend over the next 5 years, right? And it is not something that we do out of very vague assumptions that, okay, that we are going to do 10% growth rate in the expenditure assumptions month on month, year on year, etc. No, it involves complete logic, reason and rationale, and everything is backed with such kind of strong assumptions, right? It does not just involve any vague thing which anyone can just put in the numbers in an Excel sheet that, okay, I'm going to increase my expenditure month on month by 10%, but that does not make sense, right? Again, the fourth is the capex, the capital expenditure. It involves all the kind of one-time expenditure which you need to do as a startup. It might involve your IT cost, it might involve your office expenditure like the furnitures and everything, your computer costs, etc., etc. So all those things comes into the capital expenditure. Again, very beautifully it has been explained in this program. Then it involves, what kind of cash flow. Now, cash flow is the most important thing. It's like the Bible for us, and we go into a deep analysis of the cash flow statement, like, what is your operating break even, what is your cash break even, how much cash, because from that cash flow statement we come to know what is the funds requirement for this startup, right? So cash flow, again, so important that you need to really have a proper, a pathway for this whole cash flow statement. It cannot be that within the first 6 months you are achieving a break-even point, because that does not happen in any business, right? So again, very important. Then there is valuation sheet. So valuation, again, we have really, worked really hard and spoken with multiple investors to determine what are the valuation methods does the investor look at for an early stage startup, right? Who's looking to raise funds. So we've arrived at these 4 methods which are quite popular amongst the investor base, and that's how we take weighted average for all these 4 methods, Again, you will get that information. What are these 4 methods in this program? If you're going to buy it, we are providing the link below. So please go have a look and buy this program. Is going to be really helpful for you guys. So those are the 4 methods that we stress on a lot for our valuation of this particular startup. It really is, a culmination of a lot of discussion with investors and understanding that how do they like to value a startup and what are the methods that they look at importantly, right? And that's where we stress on more. So valuation is one thing. Then the profit and loss statement, right? What is the profit and loss for the next 5 years, a year-on-year profit and loss statement, right? Again, very important. So these are the kind of, and there are another 2-3 sheets like the exit policy for the investor. So there are another more sheets. The cap table is also there, which we have provided in this program. It's a beautifully crafted program. Basically, it involves a 100-minute video course that is there, in which I myself am present out there and I'm teaching from my experience of raising funds and of mentoring startups and with working with startups on multiple, business plans and strategizing with them. So that's a 100-minute video course plus, 2 success journals free of cost, absolutely, which will ask you certain questions, which will really, it will make you think that where you're stuck, what is the loophole in your business, and where are you stuck exactly. It will make you question yourself, that kind of inquiry that, okay, what is there that you are stuck at. So those success journals are going to provide you that kind of information that you need to know firsthand about yourself and about your startup, right? And obviously the most important thing, which is our USP, which I believe is the business plan template, which is absolutely free of cost in this particular course, in this particular program. So this is the whole program, which is, which is called How to Prepare a Startup's Business Plan to Effectively Raise Funds, right? So I'm providing the link below. This is going to be extremely fruitful for all of you who are watching this video, who are upcoming entrepreneurs, upcoming founders, young founders, startup founders. Please do buy this program. It's very reasonably priced. In fact, we are offering a discount. It is actually priced 6,499. We are giving a discount and it is available, right now at just 2,499. So that is very reasonable for the value that it is going to add in your life as a startup founder and as an entrepreneur. Do purchase that program. It's just one time payment for this program. No subscription, no hidden cost, nothing. Just one-time cost of 2,499. Do subscribe or do purchase this program. It's going to help you a lot.